Welcome all, Boone here from EWPRO. Getting straight into the weekly outlook, looking at the DXY on the daily time frame. Nothing's changed on the daily. Price action can get down to this 100 fib here. Like I've mentioned, we're looking at the H4. We had the 5 down in here. We got another correction. If I just get the MACD up. Like I've been mentioning, we lost all that bullish divergence, looking for another correction and more downside. That's pretty much what's happening now. Ideally, this low gets broken, and like I mentioned, it may get down to the daily 100 fib. To get in now, I mean, it's really difficult. The H1, I was looking for a possible wave 5 up here, but now that this low here is broken, definitely be ruling that out. So I'll take that off. There was a chance that we get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up before we go and break the low. Like I just mentioned, we've already broken this ending point of wave 2 here. So the only way I'd be looking to get in now is if we got a larger correction. Like we sort of got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. I'd like to see a larger correction than these over here, and then if it looked bearish, you could look for the sell for another 5, 3, 5. AU on the daily time frame, we're looking for this C up. Nothing's changed. This is starting to go. We had that nice impulse from the low. We sort of have an A, B, C in here. It's been very slow in here before it's going, but it looks like it's going now. So on the lower time frame, you could look to buy, and I'd be targeting this 100 fib on the daily. On the H1, it's been very messy, and it still can give us another one down here before it's complete. This may become more complex, but yeah, looks like we got like 1, 2, 3 up in here. If you get an entry on the lower time frames in here, you could look to buy. But another scenario is like we get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we get like 3 down or 5 down for 3, 3, 3 or 3, 3, 5 complex correction before it goes. So yeah, if you're looking for the buy on the lower time frames, I'd definitely be getting it to break even as quickly as possible, because as soon as this top here is broken, we can get that 3 down or 5 down like I just mentioned, and it becomes more complex, the correction. GU, we're looking for this C up. We have been for a long time. Nothing's changed. Looking for this 100 fib. Or this may even turn motive and go up to the 161.8 fib. H4, we got the 5 up, like I've mentioned. We got an impulse down, impulse up. This can be just 3 up in here, and then we get a flat, a running or expanding flat before it goes. Get another 5, 3, 5. So again, it's going to be hard to get onto this one at this stage. You know, you're already getting these. Ideally, if you're looking to buy this is where you wanted to get in a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago. So now it's going to be very difficult to actually get in. You know, you'd just be pretty much scalping, waiting for a small correction in here on the lower time frames, and then looking to buy. Yeah. EU, nothing's changed on the daily. Like the rest of them, we're still looking for more upside, possibly up to this 100 fib, or if it turns motive, up to the 161.8. This 161.8 up here. On the H4, nothing's changed. It's very similar to AU. We got the 5 up, we got a larger correction, and we can get another 5 up here now. I was looking for it to come back to around the 50 fib here. It didn't quite get there. There still is a chance that this does give another one down. We do have a possible bear hidden in here, so it still can give you another one down. And then go. But overall, I am bullish. Any bullish setup I get, I would be looking for the buy. And this is why I'm a little bit hesitant to say this is over, because this top here hasn't been broken yet, and we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up in here with bearish divergence. So this still can come down and break that low until this top's broken. If this top here gets broken, I'd be looking for a larger correction, and then I'd look to buy. So at this stage, there's really not much you can do, because we're already starting to get that bearish divergence. Again, this was the buy in here last week or the week before. I'm pretty sure it was on the weekly outlook where we were actually looking at this to buy. NU on the daily, nothing's changed. Looking for this C up to the 100 fib here, and then we can possibly get an A, B, C, and more downside. But at this stage on the daily, we've been looking for this C up. We've been waiting for a correction. We're getting that correction in here. We had this complex correction in here, got a lower low, nice impulse up, and we're getting this correction. Again, I was looking for a possible 50 fib retrace and then go. It didn't get anywhere near that 100 fib, but any bullish setup you get, I'd be looking for the buy, and I'd be targeting that daily 100 fib. This, like I've mentioned in my group, this can become more complex as well. Like we got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we can get another 3 down in here, or 5 down for a complex correction, and then it goes, or it just goes from here. So if you get a buy set up on the lower time frames, you could look for it and get on like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It may turn motive for you. GY. Looking at this, if I zoom in here, nothing's changed on the daily. I'm looking for that A, B, C, possibly up to this 100 fib. Ideally, it gets up to that 100 fib. This is looking very corrective in here. We have broken this high here, so that's good. We do have a possible bulk hidden in here. And this, if you get a buy set up on this, I'd be looking for a buy as well, and possibly up to that 100 fib on the daily, like I just mentioned. We sort of did get a complete correction in here, like an A, B, C, flat in the middle here, and then like that A, B, C. It didn't go and break this low, but it did break the ending point of wave A. So again, if we get a nice entry, if you can go down to the lower time frames and find a bullish setup, you know, it could go for you from here. UY, I'm not really liking at this stage. On the daily, we haven't broken this low here over here. Ideally, we would have got a lower low here. That never happened, so this can become more complex too. I would be looking at trading the GY. The GY to me looks a lot better than UY at this stage. There still is a chance, if I just zoom in here, like at this stage, this low here hasn't been broken over here, and we have a possible bulk hidden. So it's very similar to GY, but this is very deep. So if you go down to the lower time frames and you do get a buy set up down here, you can look to buy. to at least go and break this top. Other than that, if this low here does get broken, well, then I'd be looking for a bearish correction to go and break this low. USD CAD. It's pretty much playing out how I was looking at it. It didn't get, like I was looking at that A, B, C in here. It didn't quite get to as far as I would have liked, up to that 100 fib there. But now we're getting this A, B, C. It's breaking the low here. So again, really to get into this now, we've already broken the low. So it's going to be very difficult to get in. You'd have to go down to the lower time frames and you sort of get 1, 2, 3, wait for a wave 4 and then trade a wave 5 down. If I just go down to the H1 quickly. We sort of got 1, 2, 3. So you get a wave 4 and you trade a wave 5 down. I'd be looking for some sort of a bear hidden in here. And then a nice bearish entry to sell. You could look to scalp buys on the lower time frame, but you more than likely you'll be buying into a correction, so it could be very choppy. The Swissy, like I've mentioned many times before, I'm looking at this A, B, C. It's not quite down to this 100 fib here yet, so it can get down to that 100 fib, and we got this running triangle in the middle here. If I just show you the 100 fib in here, so price action still can get down to there. Like I've been mentioning, there is a chance that we get a 5th wave up in here still. This is looking very corrective. Like I mentioned last week, it bounced clean off this 100 fib here for an A, B, C. I do have it as motive, but there is still a chance because we have this possible bull hidden. We still can get a 5th one up in here until this low gets broken. If this low gets broken, well, that'll take out the possible bull hidden that's still present at this stage. If this low does get broken, I'd be looking for a correction and then an entry to go and break the low. Ideally, it gets down to that daily 100 fib, and you get a bit of profit out of it. The H1, like I just mentioned, we're starting to get bullish divergence here. There was a bear hidden in here, so we were expecting a lower low here. As long as this low here holds, we still can get a 5th wave up in here. So, yeah, you could trade it either way. If you got a nice impulse up in here on the lower time frames, you could look for a buy to go and break this top, or if this, like I mentioned, if this low here gets broken, well, I'd be looking for a larger correction in here and then looking for a sell. EG, I believe we are, yeah, I believe we are starting to get a bull hidden in here. I'm looking at this like 1, 2, 3, 4, possible wave 5 up on the daily. This is H4, we're starting to get that bullish divergence. We had a bear hidden in here, very similar to the Swissy, that had that possible bear hidden. It's gone and broken the low now. Now we're starting to get that bullish divergence. So again, if you get a buy set up, you could look for a buy. Other than that, there's really no sell on it, and there's really no buy setup either on it yet. For the buy setup, I'd be looking for a nice impulse up in here, breaking the top and giving you a nice correction, and looking for the buy. For the sell, well, we already have all the bullish divergence, so you're not really selling at the low. You're more you'd be looking for the sell up the top here, like after we had that 3 up in here. That was your sell. We've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, even a 6 and a 7. So that is corrective in itself. 7 waves. Well, 7 swing points. You learn about swing points in my course. So if you want to learn about swing points, I share that with you in my group. But yeah, we've got all that bullish divergence now. So there's really not much, I wouldn't be looking for the sell. I'd be more interested in a buy, impulse up, and a buy setup. WTI. I'm looking for this C up in here, but I'm not convinced that this in here is over when we go down to the lower time frames. I was looking at this like 1, 2, 3. We get a wave 4 here. We're waiting for that time factor, and then we possibly can still get a wave 5 down. So if you are looking for a buy, which you can on the lower time frames on this, because we do have a, well, we got an A, B, C, and this C did go up and break the ending point of that wave A, so it may be over. But now we're getting like an A, B, C in here, a flat. So we can still get another one up in here. But just quickly go down to the M15. You'll see what I mean. We've got a nice impulse up from a low. We get a correction in here, some sort of a flat. I'd be looking for a buy for at least an A, B, C. At this stage, it's more bullish. I'd be looking for a buy. Mainly a scalp, really. But yeah, you never know. It may go for you. Gold, we got that 1, 2, 3, waiting for this time factor in a wave 4, and then we can trade a wave 5 up. We haven't even started the correction yet. When we go down to the lower time frames, like I mentioned last week, on the H4, we got that 1, 2, 3 down in here, getting an impulse up. So, again, if you get a correction, you could look to buy to go and break the top. You just have to remember that, you're buying gold right at the top of the market. Like this is the all-time high here. So, you want to be rather careful. The safest way is to wait for the daily correction and then look for the buy. But, yeah, it's still bullish. After these 3 down here, there's like 1, 2, 3 here, that expanding flat. Then we got that 1, 2, 3 here. This was the opportunity to buy on the weekly outlook. I think it was last week or the week before. I'm sure that we had it during this weekly outlook that we were starting to get this. That was the opportunity to buy. We did have a bull hidden in here, so you could look to buy that as well on the lower time frames. But now we're starting to get that bearish divergence. So wherever this ends, I'd be looking for a larger correction than these over here, and then you could look for a buy until I seen another correction. I would be leaving it alone, especially with this bearish divergence there, and because we're right at the top of the market on gold. Not saying that gold's hit a top yet, but yeah, it gets dangerous the higher it goes. Eventually, it's going to fall over, like S&P finally fell over. When we get to that, I'll go over that. But silver, we got that 5 up in here. Got up to the first target. We got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We got that impulse down, complete complex correction, bullish setup in here. So we're looking for buys. If we go down to the lower time frame, during the week, I was looking for this to come down, break the low. It did. And now we got like 1, 2, 3 down, impulse up. So again, if we get some sort of a flat in here, like A, B, C in here, you could start to look for a buy, unless you're already on it. you pretty much missed the ball hidden. We got a ball hidden in there, so more than likely this will go up, break the top, give us that bearish divergence, and then we get a larger correction, and then we get another 5 up. So I mean, you pretty much missed the trade at this stage because there was a little flat in here for this. So during the week, so you're either pretty much on it or you're not. Or you could look for a small correction on the lower time frames, and if you get a buy set up, you could give it a go. But yeah, that's just scalping. Bitcoin, we got the 5 up, we got the larger correction. This was where you wanted to buy, and this definitely was on the weekly outlook when this occurred a while ago. That's the one that you needed to get in to go and break the top, and it's already done that now, so it becomes very dangerous to buy up the top of the market. We are starting to get bearish divergence here. If I quickly go down to the H1, we're getting bearish divergence as well. But you could look for a buy here. We do have a bull hidden here, a possible bull hidden. So if I quickly go down to the lower time frame, like it's very difficult. Like I mentioned in my group in the daily outlook, we got this can be like a flat in here, and we get like an A, B, C, not breaking this low, just breaking this low, and then get a buy set up. Because here again we have a bull hidden, a possible bull hidden on the M30 as well. So if you do get a buy setup, you could look for a buy setup on the lower time frames here. It may just turn into an A, B, C, and then come down, get you out at break even, or you get a little bit of profit out of it. But yeah, or it may even just go from here and break the top. So if you do get a nice setup on the lower time frames to buy, you definitely could look for it. But I'd be keeping in mind that it may just be a C up in there. S&P 500, we were looking at this, and I've been mentioning for a long time we had all that bearish divergence, and I'm looking for downside, and we got that. There was 2 scenarios here. We either get a correction in here and 3 down, like 1, 2, 3 A, B, C down, or this is a flat after the 5 up on the daily. So we got a larger correction, and we got a nice impulse up in here, so it's definitely bullish. Again, you're buying right at the top of the market though. But what I'd like to see in here is a nice correction. We sort of got like 1, 2, 3. I'd be looking for a wave 4. Ideally, we get a bull hidden in here, and then I'd be looking for a wave 5 up. I'd be letting this give a complete correction until I look for the buy. At this stage, the H1, we don't have any bullish divergence, so more than likely on the M15 we'd have a bear hidden in here, and it will go and break that low. So yeah, really it's just scalping, and you'd be scalping into a correction until we get that nice buy set up. I don't see that buy set up at this stage. AU 200, this is more on the higher time frame. Like I did show this, like that A, B, C, we got that C down, that flat, and it's a nice impulse up here. So it's a buy. Really got to wait for a correction. I'll be looking for a 50 fib or at least a 38.2 fib retracement before I'd start to attempt to buy, because we go down to the H1 and we got all this bearish divergence here, so I'm not looking to buy here. This was more of a sell. Showed this in the daily outlook in the group. We did get the 3 down in here, already, and we are starting to get bullish divergence. If you did get a higher high here and a correction, you could look to buy, but it's more scalping because overall we're going to get even more bearish divergence. So it's just scalping to break that top. But yeah, I'd be waiting for this top here to be broken in an impulse first and then get the correction, and then I'd look for the buy. That's the safest way, in my opinion. The FTSE, this again, we had all that bearish divergence there. We were looking for that. I was looking for a correction in here and another 3 down, but instead we got that impulse up. So it's definitely more bullish, but again, like AU 200, we really need to see a larger correction. That may have occurred here now because this may be the flat here and we get like one or an A, B, C. If I just go down to the lower time frames, very similar to AU 200. We sort of had like some sort of a flat in here, 1, 2, 3 down. We're getting that impulse up. So I'd like to see that top there broken, get a correction on the lower time frames, and you could look to buy. Again, you're buying at the top of the market, so you really got to be careful. Lastly, the DAX. This has played out. Like this was the exception to the rule on the indices. This one had that bull hidden, and it's already gone and broken the top. I've mentioned this many times. This one had that bull hidden and it's gone and broken the top. So there's really not much you can do on this now until you get a large correction. And I'd be looking for, 50 fib retracement or 38.2 retracement, whatever correction we get in here, I'd be waiting for a correction before I attempt to buy, especially this, because we do have a higher high here. And, if I go back to the daily quickly, no, we aren't getting bearish divergence there. Oh, we are just, but we may lose that bearish divergence, but at this stage we do have the bearish divergence between the two tops, so it starts to get a little bit dangerous. This one here, I'd be looking for a sell. We sort of got like 1, 2, 3. I'd be waiting for a wave 4 and then a wave 5 down. I'd be more interested in selling for a wave 5 down. If I go down to the M15, I'd be looking for a correction a similar size to this over here. So you could scalp a buy in here. If you got a correction in here, you get like an A, B, C up. But then I dare say we'll get a bear hidden in here. And then if you've got a sell set up, I'd be looking for a sell to go and break the low. So I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.